If you want to find out with how much money I started building my house in the Dominican Republic, make sure you stay to the end of the video. Hello guys, welcome to the channel. We are here in another video, and in today's video I want to share with you guys with how much money exactly I started building in the Dominican Republic. I'm going to go over my notes here on my computer since I have everything here. So if you see me looking at the computer, it's because I want to make sure I give you the right amount of how much I spent, and I want to give you, the exact thing that I have written down here for you. If you have watched my previous video, you know I spent $5,000 on the purchase of the land. That means the land that I bought in order to start building my house, in order to start constructing the house, was around $5,000. If you haven't seen those videos, I'm going to link them on the top so that you can go back to those videos after you finish this one. Right here I have my calculator and of course my coffee. In case I haven't added something in here, I can actually do the calculations and tell you right away. So let's get started. So when I first started building the house, I looked for a maestro constructor. That's how they call it in the Dominican Republic, or if you have an engineer or whoever is going to be in charge of the construction. In my case, I was able to get a maestro constructor. The maestro constructor is the person not only in charge of making sure that the design of the house is the same design that I want, but also the person in charge of having actually recruiting other people that are going to work with him on the project. What I like about the maestro constructor from the campus is that they already have the team, most of them, the ones that are more professional. So when they start working, they finish right away because they already have the people. So the first thing, after he gave me the estimate, he told me I needed a certain amount of blocks, which I'm going to put right here so that you can see what I'm talking about when I say blocks. So I spent on blocks, this was on October of 2021, $1,300. These blocks were going to build the base of the house, like the walls. It's like, I'm going to give you a picture. I'm going to put a picture right here so you see what I'm talking about. So the surfaces of the side, and I wanted the house to be built all the way to the roof. I wasn't going to do the roof right away because the roof, since I want the roof to be made out of concrete, it was going to be a lot of money, and I know I needed to save, a couple of dollars in order for me to be able to finish that. So with $1,300, I bought all the blocks needed in order to go ahead and start the construction and start the project. After that, I told the maestro constructor to give me the estimate of all the materials that he was going to need, and also how much he was going to charge me to do this construction, to start the project. So the amount he gave me was this. He charged me $3,287 for the materials. This was the estimate of the cost of all the materials he needed in order to take the project into life. And he charged me $3,395 for his work. Remember that the maestro constructor is not only the person in charge of the construction, but he also has other people that he contracts and pays these people in order to help him with the construction. So it's a lot of work. Aside from that, they have to have all the materials needed for the construction and a lot of other stuff. So I guess it's only fair this amount that he charges. So then we kept going. So when this project was finished, he already put the house all the way to the level of the roof, and the base was great and everything was great. So now the house was starting to take shape. So if we add this amount, which is the $1,300 plus $3,287 for the materials and the $3,395 for the job, I had already spent $7,982 to start this project. After that, we did the plato, or the roof of the house, which was the most expensive part of all, because the plato of the house, I wanted it in concrete. This is why my whole entire process was a little bit more expensive as well, because I made sure that he was building a house that could support other levels on top, which is very important. And not everybody says that from the beginning, and then after, when you want to build on top of your house, you can have issues because the base is not going to support the levels that you, after you finish the house, you wanted to construct. So very important to know this from the beginning. So for the plateau of the house, remember this house is big. It's 209 square meters of construction. So you imagine how big is the plateau of the house and how much materials they have to spend and all of that. So the maestro constructor charged me an amount of 579,000 pesos for the plateau of the house, including the mano de obra, which is how much I paid him for his work. And this is a total in dollars of $9,100. So he charged me this amount, and there it was including already the materials. It was covered the materials, and it was also covering his job. Because remember, like I said before, he has his own people that he works with. So this was for the plateau of the house. So once the house already looked like a house, we had everything set up, we had the plateau, then we was starting to work on other things that the house need in order to look and be a house. So after that, I decided to actually put the light on the house, the lighting on the house. My uncle is an electrician, so he knows how to deal with all of this. So he charged me 10,000 pesos, which is around $200 for his work, and I spent around maybe 35,000 pesos, which is $615. So in total, I spent $800 on the lighting of the whole house and what he charged to do this job. Okay, so you already taking notes of how much I'm spending, right? Okay, so that was that. After that, after he did the lightning of the house, so that means everything is set up. We have to only put like the bowls of lights and all of that for the house. I said to myself, wait a minute, I have few stuff that I can send to the Dominican Republic. And as I mentioned before, I have somebody that gives me a lot of new electronics, sometimes bed frames and stuff like that. And I don't want to miss out on it. So what I said was, let me talk to my husband. I'm going to close one of the first rooms of the house, and so that way I could put stuff over there, like things that I can send to the Dominican Republic, and they could be stored in the first room. So what I did was I asked them to calculate how much was going to be to put the gray work. It's like they call it empañete in the Dominican Republic. So it's like when they put the block, it looks raw. So they make it smooth with the empañete, but that costs money because they use cement to put on the block so that it looks soft. Plus the work that they do, they charge for all of that because it's a lot of work to, to do that. So on the empañete of the first room of the house, which is my room, I spent $1,440 for this work, and these also include windows on the house, the glass windows on the room. I'm sorry, the glass windows on the room. Since I asked my husband to also ask for an estimate of how much they were going to charge for the windows, and they gave me an estimate of around 700. This was the window of the two windows on the first room and the little window on the bathroom, $700 glass. And the other $700 was the empañete and all of that, and it covers the work that they did and all of that. So with this being said, I spent on this one room $1,440. Also, they put one layer of cement on the floor so that the floor is not dirt. It's not dirt. It's an actual layer of cement before putting the actual tiles of the floor. So far, $1,440 for that. After that, I decided, another thing I want to mention here is that by this time, I had decided to because it was something fast. And the maestro constructor, which is the same person that was building the house, he wasn't available on those days. So I asked my husband to ask somebody else to do that work, and they charged me this amount, the $740 with everything included. And then somebody else that does windows, that person was the one who did the windows of the house. But for the empañete and all of that, it was somebody else, not the person that constructed the house, that did it, because the maestro constructor wasn't available on that time. So just wanted to clarify that. After that, on February recently, I decided to go back and finish the gray work, which you guys already know what it is, of the rest of the house. And we did that. And all included, I spent what this is to do all the gray or work on the inside, not covering the floor, the layer on the floor. This is only the walls. It looks smooth, the front of the house, the garage. So I spent $4,111 to finish the gray work, to put the empañete of the whole house, the entire house. Remember, this is a big house. So remember, I had already done the first room. So the rest of the house, it was $4,111 to finish that gray work so that it looks smooth. I'm gonna show you pictures of what that means. And yeah, this is so far what I have been able to do with the house. So for example, next I'm gonna do the bathrooms, put the all the tubes and all those things necessary for the bathroom to work. Then after that, we can start putting the tiles needed in the bathroom, because I'm going to put tiles on the bathroom. Then I can think about putting the layers on the floor, and then putting the tiles for the floor in the house, closing the house, so buying all the windows around the house. So little by little, and this is the good thing about this project that I'm doing. A lot of people ask me if they have to have the whole amount of money, and everything is going to depend of the person that you're working with. Some maestro constructores, they want to do it right away, so they prefer to work with people that have a lot of money. But in the Dominican Republic, it's very difficult to find a lot of money, so everybody works little by little. So this is what I like, that if you have 1,000, 2,000, whatever you have, you talk to them and they can tell you, exactly um how much they can start, all of this stuff. I feel like I'm missing something, which is the azafata of the house, but I don't see the notes here. So in case if I find that later, I will talk about that in another video. But I just wanted to give you an overview of how much I started building the house. So if I calculate everything together, $22,633 for the construction of the house so far. So to start off the project and until now. Remember, I still have to do some other stuff to the house, but not as much as before. So now is a little easier. You know what I mean? And I'm able to work it little by little. This construction has started on October of 2021. So it's been 1 year and a half, something like that. So I'm doing it little by little. Probably I could have done it faster, but I live in New York City. I have my expenses here as well. So it could be very difficult to manage the money that I need here and the money I can send over there. So this is why I love it, because I can work with the maestro constructor that I have over there to go step by step. And it's good to do it like that, because you don't feel like you are not going forward over there, but you feel like you don't have enough money and stuff like that. So the only suggestion I can give to my followers here is, you don't have enough, you think you don't have a lot of money to start, you can start little by little. This is the power of when you buy a land. Remember, that's your property and you can finish or start whenever you want. This is exactly why I wanted to start building in a land that was mine, not because I knew that the process was going to take a little longer, but I was ready and this is what I wanted. With this being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna link some of the other videos here on the top.
I just wanted to say, like and subscribe to my mother. I am now the daily reminder in her videos of liking and subscribing.
I'm gonna link some other videos, and I'm gonna link something so that you could support the channel, buy me a coffee, since when I use the super chat and stuff like that, YouTube does not pay me the entire commission, and this is a way for you guys to help me a little more for the creation of the videos, which I do with a lot of love. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.